Okay guys, so I'm roughly 20 weeks out from the next meet, USPA meet coming up in an undisclosed location. But, I originally said I was going to compete this past weekend, but it was only 10 weeks after my last meet, and honestly, just as a natural lifter, it just isn't enough time to make significant progress. So I'm going to wait. We got 20 weeks to go here. Still planning to do the 220 class, but everything's going great. I feel like I've really got my training dialed in, is from a recovery standpoint, and that's the biggest thing. Like, I feel like in the last few years, volume has become the popularized thing. Like, everybody's like, pushing crazy volume training all the time, training for 4 hours a day, all the freaking time. And I feel like people have gotten away from, you want to do the least amount of volume you can do while still progressing. And some people are going to need volume. Like, I have certain clients who need a lot of volume for bench, and I have others who can only bench like twice a week. So it just depends on the lifter. But everybody's different, and we just can't make the assumption that you have to push crazy volume, because that's not true. If it inhibits your recovery, then you're going to be at, it's not going to be as helpful for you basically to push crazy volume and run yourself into the ground. So for myself, and I've done this with a few of my other lifters, if you have like low test like I do, if you're not recovering as well, if you're an older lifter, it can often be ideal to train fewer days per week. So with myself, I train 3 days per week: Monday, Wednesday, Friday, which is a far cry from the older days where I would train 5-6 days a week and just deadlift heavy like 3 days a week, which I could never do anymore. And part of that's just the wear and tear of doing this for so long, but also part of that's the low testosterone. So my test levels on the last one were 186 total test, 5 free test, which is quite low, but honestly, I don't feel bad at all. I was talking about this with my doctor from Merrick Health, and I don't feel bad with these low test levels. Like, my libido's down a little, but nothing crazy. It's still fine, and like, I would still lift. I can get through my training sessions okay. So like, even though I have low test, and I've gotten like my test checked 10 times in the last year, and it's always been fairly low. Even with that said, I still feel fine. So like, I think obviously I can make better progress and recover better and all that stuff if my test levels were a little higher. And the goal is to see if they will go higher. It's been 14 months now. I want to keep pushing them, see if they'll go higher. I'm in no rush. So I'm going to give this year another shot to try to boost them naturally. And there's some natural ways of doing it. We've talked about like Tonkat Ali, Fedosia, boron, ashwagandha. Those are the 4 most popularized ways to do it. Even L-carnitine. But I told the doctor, I'm like, I know L-carnitine is like an amino acid, but I just don't want to inject anything. Like, it's kind of a pain. And I haven't done it in so long. It's like, I just don't want to have to go back to that and rely on injecting stuff. So I'm probably not going to go that route, but I know that can help upregulate the androgen receptors. So people do that. It's just, I don't want to turn into a pincushion, even if it's like natural things. And DHEA I can't do because that's not allowed in tested federations. So I'm not taking anything that would not be allowed in tested federations. And I know like the USAPL has a 3-year drug-free period. So I'm at 14 months, still a ways to go. But I'll consider it at that point in time, even though I think their drug testing is completely shoddy. And it could use the improvement of just having people get regular blood work to check LH, FSH, estradiol, and test for a very cheap price. But we'll see if that ever comes to fruition. But I'll still consider going that route when the time comes. But for now, just keep competing USPA and see how everything rebounds. So and another cool thing, like when I went to the doctor, my blood pressure, I get this white coat syndrome where I'm like, my heart rate goes through the roof, and I just get like nervous for no reason at the doctor, just from being at the doctor. But my blood pressure was still 122/74. So phenomenal blood pressure, even in a nervous state. I'll take it. Everything's looking good. Another cool thing I kind of found out, like, not a good thing, but a cool thing, my lipoprotein a, which is a very high factor for heart attacks and heart disease. It's a lesser known thing. Leo from Leo and Longevity taught me about this. It's sky high. It's a genetic thing. But I'm starting to take niacin to try to bring that down, because niacin is one of the only proven things to bring it down. But I'm kind of getting off on a tangent here. I'm going to show you guys my training from the start of the week here, show you some of my sets. And one of the big things is patience. So if the meet's 20 weeks away, we don't want to go as heavy as we can right now and peak way early and screw up our whole training cycle. So I'm trying to start at more conservative weights and gradually go up, which is what you're seeing with this bench set and this deadlift set from today. Today was like dead and bench were the priorities, and then I had accessories, which I didn't get video of, but I'll try to get videos of those next week. I did Bulgarian split squats with 90-pound dumbbells for a set of 15 each leg, so that was pretty cool. Because I think my best ever is the 120s for 20, obviously when I was on a lot of gear, so I'm trying to get back to that. But I'll show you some of the footage, and I'll start posting more of my footage as far as my own training, so you guys know, like, I'm not just like telling you one thing and then doing another and training real stupid. And I'm also going to post tomorrow. I'll post one of my clients, Kyle Prelwitz. I've been working with him for quite a while, at least over a year now. And he's a natural lifter, lifetime natural, 210 pounds with a freakish deadlift. He pulled a PR on Saturday of 661 at 210, and he probably had like 680 in him. It's crazy how far he's gone. And he's someone who always struggled with bench. His bench was stalled out for like 2 years before he came to me at 275, and he had 317 on Saturday. So that was freaking huge. And he's just come a long way. So he'll be someone I'll post up. And I think for a lot of you natural lifters, it'll be some inspiration because he's just come so far. So, but I'll show you the training footage here of this start of the week. And let me know what you guys think. If you want to keep seeing videos like this of my own training, I can keep posting them. And we'll keep chipping away because we got, 5 months to work with here. So plenty of time. It'll be interesting when I have my daughter. It'll be about 2 months before the meet. So we'll see how much that throws training off, but it also helps that I'm only training 3 days a week. Because I want to make training sustainable in the long term. I don't want to just be like, I'm pushing hard training 5-6 days a week for 3 months and then I burn out. I want it to be sustainable. And this approach allows me to do that. It allows me to be recovered fully going into each session. That's really important. So it's been popularized for people to just push crazy volume, have crazy workouts, and be as aggressive as possible. But that's often not the best way. So, and if you're interested in coaching, shoot me an email, prstrength1@gmail.com. I'll put that link in the description. Appreciate you guys watching the video.